Hi, good morning or good afternoon, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home of Tottenham from past to present. And joining me this morning on Spurs Newsround is my usual co-host, Ellie Hoybier, Queen Ellie Hoybier. How are you this morning, Ellie?
I'm really well, thank you. I'm so buzzing after yesterday's result and Emerson scoring. What a great! He's like a rejuvenated Brazilian, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
his
found the
wife's due to have
Brazilian
a
boy in
baby.
him.
Yeah, his wife's due to have a baby, I think, as well,
Yeah,
anytime soon. So, congratulations tonight. Yeah, look, it was a great win, great morale booster. But we will go into it. We'll talk about the penalty, Ellie. We'll get your player ratings, and we'll also go
yeah,
through some other news as well from the world of
brilliant.
Tottenham
Looking
Hotspur.
forward to it.
We'll just see who's in the chat. Big up Carl Simpson. It says, hello, hope you're all well. Big up Carl. And then Mia's in. Big up Mia. She says, Carl Simpson, oi, you didn't come on my live today. We're going to have words, mister. LOL. Oh, dear. Listen,
That's it,
just be
Carl.
civil in the chat, you two. No fighting. Just be
Carl's
civil.
in the doghouse.
Yes, yes. So am I, because I didn't watch it either, to be fair. So I'm expecting her to have a go at me over that as well, which I
I
try to
know.
watch a show every morning.
Yeah,
And
I
Carl
was
says,
I was fast asleep. Sorry,
yeah.
Mia, but I'll catch it later. No problem.
Carl Simpson says, Mia, I was in a meeting. Good excuse. Yeah, that is a good excuse. Keep it up there. Now, Ellie, let's crack on with the show. And I want to ask you a question that I asked Philip on Friday.
Yes.
Do Spurs play with great freedom under Stellini?
It's a little bit of a different because everybody says that obviously Conte's in charge, but I think they play with more calmness. You know, they're more calm on the ball because he's a very calm character, isn't he? Doesn't get fazed by anything. When he talks, he's very methodical, and I think that translates to the players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does. It really does. Mia says bad people. Cheers, Mia. We also got a
yeah,
poll in the chat at the moment. Can Spurs now kick on and get top four? Only 4 votes in, mind you, but 75% say yes,
yeah.
25% say no. So please, when you come on, hit that like button, hit that subscription button, and also hit that poll and give us your thoughts.
Yeah.
Ellie, so where do you think? Why do you think we play so much different under when Conte's there, or when Stellini's there? Is it just a fair thing? Is it because we're trying so hard? Or is it because Conte's like a caged tiger on the touchline? He's up and down and he's barking and he's shouting. Where Stellini's a bit more quieter and a bit more, not reserved would be the wrong word, but he's a bit more calm on the
Yeah.
touchline. What do you think?
Yeah, like I just said, it does translate to the players. They seem to have more calmness on the ball. You know, they're not panicking with Conte in their ears, shouting all sorts of things in Italian and English. You know, and it does translate. And I personally believe, you know, like you can have a bit of both, can't you? A bit of aggression and a bit of calmness. But I just think he's a likable character as well. And I
Yeah.
think he's one of those sort of sugar daddy guys, you know. You know, he's more likely to not kill you than Conte if you haven't
Right,
put him
mate.
forward.
Ellie, it's taking you 8 minutes and 37 seconds to bring this show down to gut level. So that's quick. But
Yeah.
go on, sorry.
But listen, I could be sugar mummy because I'm bloody older than him, right? So the main thing is we didn't put 2 good performances in still. So that's a little bit of a worry because the first half was very cat and mouse, sorry. And there was nothing really happening, as you know, to write about. But the second half was a great improvement. And apparently Conte made the phone call, didn't he? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we
he's still
will
in
go into
charge,
that
but he's
later.
physically not there, is he?
No, we'll go into that later and what
Yeah,
he was told. We'll start with
yeah,
some Tottenham news, Ellie.
yeah,
And we'll start with Tottenham. And this was in the Evening Standard, this article. And it says Tottenham weigh up options as Daniel Levy holds takeover talks with multiple prospective bidders. Now, I'll go read through a bit the articles that I've taken out, and then we will discuss it, Ellie. And anyone in the chat who have their views in this, please
That's fair.
get your thoughts in as well. Tottenham chairman Daniel Levy and owner Joe Lewis are thought to be undecided over whether they want to listen to offers for the whole club, sell a minority stake, or remain in complete control. Speculation is mounting that Spurs could be the latest Big Six club to go on the market, following reported plans for a 3.5 billion takeover by Iranian-American billionaire Jam Nafifi, as well as interest from PSG's Qatari owners in buying a 30% a minority stake, which I think is 25% 30% stake.
Yeah.
Levy is understood to have held conversations with a number of interested parties in recent months, and there is a feeling from potential investors that he and Lewis are open to a deal. Although Spurs deny the club is for sale, the club denied the club is for sale, and insists the pair remain fully in control. Ellie, where does this leave Tottenham now? Look, are we for sale? Are we not for sale? What's your opinion on it? And I'll give my opinion then in a minute.
It's a bit of mixed messages, isn't it? You don't know what to believe, because the press generally sometimes make porkies up, but in this respect, they can't really be making it up, because that Najafi, he's obviously come out and said that he wants to buy the club, so they've picked up on it. And now the club are saying, no, we're not for sale. So you don't know what to believe. I personally think there has been a bid, but they probably rejected it and they want more.
Yeah.
And they stay in stum because they don't want it all to leak out, as that they're interested in selling it. So their commercial department are working overtime to make sure that all the news stays on their side, you know, how they want it to go.
Yeah, look, I agree with you, Randy. Look, I think the club are up for sale myself, personally.
Yeah.
I agree with Carl Simpson. Lewis and Levy and Lewis will go soon. Someone offers $4.5 billion. And then I want to welcome him. Big up Paddy Harnett. It's his Anthony, folks. Big up Paddy. Hope you're doing well, sir. And I hope everything is well with you. Look, for me, Tottenham are for sale. I don't think there wouldn't be this amount of talk if they weren't for sale. And I think Levy and Lewis are looking for the right price to sell the club. Look, they've been there 22 years. Now, it depends who buys the club, Ellie. Are we going to have an owner that's going to splash the cash in the transfer market, buy all the big players in Europe, try to compete with the Man Cities or Chelsea or on Liverpool's and Newcastle's and Man United's? Or we're going to have another owners where he's going to spend within his means. But I said it to Philip Brady, and I say it to you, Ellie. With all the real estate that came within building the new stadium, does that make us more of an attractive proposition than it would be, say, like for buying a Man United, who's got, you're buying for name only? I know we could buy us for name only, but with all the other stuff with around the club, does that make us more of a interesting proposition than buying, say, a Man United or a Liverpool or a Newcastle?
There's lots of ifs and buts there, because at the end of the day, we are a big club. We've got so many commercial sides to the company as well, you know, and we've got the NFL, we've got boxing, we've got, what's her name, Beyonce coming. You know, if all
don't
this,
mind a bit of Beyonce, to be fair.
You know what I mean? See, all this revenue and the attraction of the stadium, right? It's very attractive for the future buyer and the commercial side with the properties. So it's one of those things that, you know, you've got to think, right? So Man United are a massive club, right? They're globally massive, but we're massive in the UK. And if you're making an investment, and it's a solid investment as well, Dermot, isn't it? With all that real estate. I personally believe we're a more attractive buy as well. And we've been in the doldrums in terms of trophy winning. So somebody coming in, if they can turn that around and make us a trophy winning club, they're going to be loved forever, aren't they?
Yeah, but if you look at it this way, right? I have to play devil's advocate here, Ellie. I just can't keep. I have to always give out a balance argument here. Look, you look at Manchester United, they're probably the biggest club in the world for
Yeah,
name only, right?
yeah,
We are a big club, but we are a big club, say in South Korea, and we've got like the NFL, we've got the boxing, we've got the concerts. We can use the stadium over and over again. We've got all the real estate around the stadium, which came with building the new stadium, which
yeah,
which Enoch and Levy may keep when they're selling the club. We don't know. Are we more attractive to US owners, to a US buyout because of the NFL than we are, say, if a Qatari or a Saudi Arabia tries to buy us out? Do you know what I mean? Because of the
yeah.
NFL, are we more attractive to the American market than we are with, say, to the Middle East market?
Yeah, I read an article just the other day actually about that, and it
Mm,
sort of pointed towards that because of their expertise as well in promoting these events,
mm,
because they've got so much history behind them, because that's their sport.
mhm.
They know it. They know it inside out. They know how to promote it in America, and they'll know how to promote it around the world as well,
Mhm.
because they've got their PR and commercial
Yeah.
departments working full time on it. Yeah, so I agree with you there.
Look, for me, it will happen one way or the other. I
Yeah,
think Lewis. I think not unless Lewis is trying to hold on for it to give it to his daughter. We don't know. Look, something has to give somewhere along the line.
yeah,
Um, we are too big of a, and we are a big club. And I don't care what anyone says.
yeah,
You know, we're a team based in London, which is another attractive proposition for us as well.
yeah,
And I think whoever buys us has to take us to this next level. Now, when Thursday we're doing the Sugar year, Sugars took it from down and out to a level. Levy and Nina come in, took us to another level. Now it needs another owner to take us to that top level,
yeah,
take us to the promised land. But we could end up this season, Ellie, under Daniel Levy and Enoch, winning an
yeah.
FA Cup and qualifying yet for another Champions League,
Mm,
and Conte staying for next season. So it could end up they could sell the club on the good terms, if you know what I mean. With all the bad that's happened, they could
yeah,
sell with them winning an FA Cup and another Champions League. Conte there, whoever comes in, gives Conte 2.5, 300 million to spend in the summer market. Who knows? But I think Spurs are up for sale.
mm,
And I
yeah.
think you will see this story grow and grow and grow and grow as the season goes on. I want to say big up to Eugene, big up for popping in. He says
All right, Eugene.
$5 to $6 billion would be the going rate. Hashtag Levy out. Big up Eugene. And also want to say good afternoon. All. Hope you are well. Big up Wayne Bonner.
I
I
love
can't do it
Wayne
too
Bonner.
loud. I will do it loud one day. Um, and so they're all talking.
Such
So
a
big up.
brilliant Spurs fan, Wayne Bonner.
Mm,
Fantastic. He messages me all the time. He's
mm.
brilliant. I love him.
So that's the Tottenham news. Look, if you want, put your comments in about that. If you
Yeah,
disagree with Ellie, if you disagree with me, have your points. Get it in. We will
yeah,
read them and we will discuss them. Also,
yes,
please like and subscribe. Pick up your channel memberships at $2.99. It's cheaper than Netflix, as Dave Harris would say in the Irish Hotspur. You know, I know times are hard out there. I know times are hard. If you want to put it into a super chat, it does help the channel grow, and we will get to it first if the chat gets busy, and me and Ellie will give it the love
yeah,
and care and attention it deserves. But if you can, put your comments in. If you've got a question for me and Ellie, and I will bring them up and we will discuss them. So please, don't feel you have to put in the super chat if you can. It's all great. If you can't, we'll still bring up your question and me and Ellie will discuss it, or me and Philip or whoever's on will
yeah,
discuss it. Now, Ellie,
yes,
the return of the Mac, the return of the Conte. Now,
yeah,
Tottenham, this was on Talk Sports website this morning. Tottenham assistant coach Christian Stellini has revealed that manager Antonio Conte is unlikely to be back on the touchline for the Premier League clash with Chelsea at the weekend. He is quoted in saying, "I am not expecting Antonio is back for Chelsea. I expect that Antonio will be back for the week after Chelsea," Stellini said on the matter for Milan or Wolverhampton.
yeah. I
He
think.
added, seemingly also ruling Conte out of taking charge of the FA Cup tie against Sheffield United between Chelsea and the Wolves game. If Antonio feels well without some pain or feels something, Antonio will be back. Ellie, look, I think Antonio Conte needs to take all the time he needs. Needs to take all the time to recover. Look, whatever which camp you in, Conte out, Conte in. Conte needs to go now, make a fresh start. Conte is going to stay for another year. You, we're all agreed on one thing. We all want the best for Antonio Conte. We all
Yeah.
want him to rest up. He's been through a tough year. He's lost 3 of his closest friends, which is tough for everyone. I've heard somebody saying on one show over the weekend that Conte could retire from football management completely, which I don't think he will.
No.
I'm still under. Look, part of me says he's going to leave Ellie at the end of the season. Half of me says he's going to stay. But I'm more 60-40 on him staying. Where do you stand on when he'll be back? But also, where do you stand on will he stay or will he go?
I think that question's in the club's court, because they haven't really bent over backwards to offer him a new contract, so that all the power is with the club. I think personally, where I've seen him being interviewed, and I've said this many times, I personally think that he loves it at Spurs. He called it his family, and he feels at home. So for him to go, it's not going to be him wanting to go. I think it would be the club pushing him out. If they do that, then I think they've made a big mistake, because he's got something good going here. All right, we haven't played the most attractive football, but we've finished 4th last year after being 9th. He's got us to a decent level in terms of where we are now. We're in 4th position now, so we're actually better off this season. If you go like for like, we weren't quite 4th then. But the main thing is I think he wants to stay, right? And I'd love him to stay, because I reckon with another 2 or 3 players, right, will be the finished article, because you can see the signs in the team already. There's been a big improvement in terms of the way we go out and set about the game, especially against West Ham. All right, we had that blip against Leicester, but you can see, I think we've had 5 or 6 clean sheets. There's been a lot of work with Emerson, especially, as well. So I want him to stay, not only because he's a winner, because of his character. He wants the best for our club, right? And he's building blocks. He said that in the interview as well. You need patience at a club. You can't just do it in 1 or 2 seasons sometimes. Like Alex Ferguson, he took 3 years. Klopp took 3 years. Even Pep didn't even win anything in his first year with all that money behind him. So it takes time, so I hope the fans can be patient.
Look, I agree with Carl Simpson here. I actually do. 70% go unless we get taken over. It's got Poch written all over it. Look, I still think Poch could still come in to start next season, but some fans will be happy with Poch coming in. I'm in the minority that I don't want Poch back. I don't want him back, because I think it's never good to come back to a club, and I don't think it will work, because the same players are here still. They got him the sack the first time round. So how's he going to react to that? Is he going to come in all arms around him? Oh, it's okay, Dyer, don't worry, you got me the sack on Ben Davis and all them. Don't worry about it, lads. It's okay, water under a bridge. Let's move on, yeah. Don't worry, just get me the sack again. It ain't going to work. So for me personally, I think we've got to back Antonio. We've got to give him what he wants. And I don't think it's the club's fault, Ellie. And I disagree with you on that. And I'll tell you why I disagree with you on that. It's because Conte's not well. They could have sorted this out during the World Cup, but they didn't. They could have sorted this out during the season, during the breaks. They didn't. Conte's now ill. So I can understand them stalling talks. I think if Conte wants to stay, he would have signed already. but the club do have an option of a further year. Now that could cover them if Klopp was to go to another, Conte was to go to another club. They would get compensation then for Conte, but they do have another year. So you could find out the end of the season or the last day of the season. Look, Antonio Conte we've taken up the option on Antonio Conte to stay for another season. And then you'll find during the summer they may talk contract talks to extend that past that summer. So the club do have that, and maybe they've already agreed that in private, and they're just waiting for the right time to release it. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can blame the club. I think there's other factors that have come into it as well. And I think also with Conte being ill, and I think with all what he's been through, maybe he's not been in the right mindset to discuss a new deal. He's had a lot of upset. He's lost 3 of his closest friends. He's had this emergency surgery, which it wasn't put out into the domain. To Stellini said it was an emergency. So I think we've got to wait and see. We've got to wait and see what happens before he comes back.
Yeah.
You've got to wait and see. We could wake up one morning that Antonio Conte has signed another 2-year contract, or we've extended a year, or we could wake up one morning saying Antonio Conte has and the club have agreed in mutual consent to terminate his contract. We don't know. We don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
All we've got is our views. On the Poch side of it, Ellie, are you Poch come back? Yep. Are you Poch? No, don't come back. No.
I'm in two minds about Poch because I do love him as a person, and he was a great manager for us in terms of the style of football we played. You know, it's very exciting to watch. You know, we had some fantastic players under Poch as well. But then I agree with you a lot, Dermot, and on this one I'm going to agree with you because it's like if he does come back, it won't be the same. It won't be the same. And then if we start losing, it's going to all crash in, isn't it? So I do love him as a man, but as a manager, he didn't get us over the line. You know, and he made fatal mistakes as well in regards to that Champions League final, especially. He should have played, in my opinion, he should have played Lucas Moura. Because Lucas Moura, when you're on the high as a footballer, I know when I was on the high and I just scored a hat-trick or I played really well and done some assists or done, you know, really well in the game. The next game, I was up for it. I'm always up for it, but you've got that extra buoyancy, you know. It takes you through and it carries you to like new heights, you know. And I just thought he made the mistake there, and especially where he played Winks as well and Sissoko. We needed more of our flair players playing, you know. But at the end of the day, I think it is a mistake if we do get him. But do you know what? I agree with Carl Simpson. It is pointing that way. It is. If we're going to appoint a new manager, it's going to be him. 100%.
Yeah, and he also adds, and this is a very good point, which people seem to be forgetting. Also, AC Milan wanting Conte. Apparently, his wife and daughter are still in Italy. You can see the appeal. You really can. You really can see the appeal. Wayne Bonner says, "I'm happy with Stellini in charge. I like how he has playing good football." I have to disagree with you, Wayne. And I'll tell you the reason why I have to disagree with you. I'm in the disagreeing mood this morning. So I have to disagree with you. Why are we happy with the second in command where we should be happy with the main man? He's doing the same thing Conte's doing. So let me ask you this, Wayne. If Conte was not to come back, would you like to see Poch or Stellini get the job full time? If you had a choice in them two, who would you like? Who would you like to see get the job full time? Poch or Stellini? For me, I go for Thomas Frank. I've said that on a numerous occasion. But look, it's up to you, Wayne. Let us know. If you're happy with Stellini, if Conte was to go, do you want Stellini to get it full time? Or do you want Poch to come back? Let me know what you think. Look, it's not just Stellini. People seem to forget there's a good team behind Stellini, Ellie. You've got Ryan Mason. You've got all the staff behind him. Even Stellini said himself, the team. And I get the quote what he said, Ellie. Do you think people are forgetting there's a good team behind Stellini helping him?
Oh yeah, definitely. But Conte's in charge anyway.
Mm,
He's giving the directions, not Stellini. Stellini's just there to make sure all these instructions are
mm,
followed, right? And I just look. He is a calm character, right? And it can bode well for the team. But at the end of the day, the man in charge is Conte. He's giving all the directions.
mm. Yeah, I mean, look, he says it here, Ellie, and I'll read out the quote. This is from Stellini's press conference for the West Ham game. I said that it's a bit strange for me because normally the assistant coach works behind the spotlight. Not many people know very well the assistant. This is a strange thing for me. I repeat, I'm not alone though. There are so many people who work with me. They push the team to work well and everyone to another level. Ryan Mason was important every time and will be important this weekend. It's important for me, the team, all the staff, Kostanik, Kokati, Bruno, Marco, for the keepers. We work together. What we are learning now is that when there is Antonio takes responsibility. He has a great character and takes many times the responsibility. He asks the assistants, "What do you think? What do you think?" But the responsibility is on him. Now we have to take decisions together, and we will work more like a team. Instead, when Antonio is here, sometimes it's Antonio will take responsibility and the decisions, and sometimes it's also without explaining to us why. Do you
Yeah.
think, Ellie, they're working more of a team now after reading that out? That
Yeah,
they're all on the same page? Then if Antonio's there, it's his decision and it's his decision alone.
Yeah, I think after everything that's happened at the club, we lost our fitness coach. She's lost two other
Mm,
friends. I think that's gelled everybody even more, and they're all working together even more as a team because they feel for each other. You
mm,
know, you lose one person, it's bad enough, but you lose three in a year, and I think that's it's not a catalyst for them to work harder. I just feel that they want to do better even more
mm,
because they want to do it in the name of those people that they've lost,
mm,
especially the fitness coach. Because I've heard a lot of people say that before he passed away very sadly, that we were a fitter team. But I can see now, I think we've got over that blip. And I can see now, because that performance yesterday in the second half, it was energised, and we were like on it, and we didn't give West Ham a sniff, really. They had a few couple of half chances here and there, but we were the dominant team. And you can see the progress in that second. That was the best second
mm,
half that I've seen from Spurs,
mm,
definitely, in terms of energy. The only one that came close to it was that Southampton second
mm.
half earlier on in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look. I see where Stellini's coming from. I see that Antonio will take responsibility for the decisions. As he's the manager, he takes the responsibility, or he's the head coach, he takes responsibility. So I can
yeah,
understand that he will make it his own.
yeah,
But I can also understand where Stellini's coming from. That look, we're now working together. We don't have Antonio having to put all on his shoulders. We can now take it as a team, and I think that's helped. But
yeah.
it is what it is, and I know Conte still got his fingers in them pies. He's still got the final say. I bet you any
Of
bottom
course.
dollar he has the final say. Want to say big up to Wilton McDonald. Said good
Yeah, yeah.
afternoon, Ellie and
Right,
Dermot.
well,
I would like to see new ownership who will commit success on the field. Yeah, I think we all would. I think even if you Levy in, Levy out, Levy in the middle, I think we all want the same thing. We all want Tottenham Hotspur to be successful. Now, Wayne Bonner's
yeah,
got back to me, Ellie. He says, I love Poch, but if he were to come back, he wouldn't be back yet again. So he'd be wasting his time, and it would
mm,
only lead to disappointment and fans turning on him again. And he also puts Stellini has the way the team should be playing under Conte, but for me, Stellini will probably go with Conte to a new job. Podge won't be backed is a potential no-win situation for me. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Wayne. I don't want Poch back for two reasons. One is because it never works well the second time. And secondly, he won't be backed. That is the two reasons. And for me, I think going back to Poch, but Poch is in London, his team are in London. It's all pointing that way. But look, whoever comes into Tottenham, if Conte does go, whoever becomes our manager, I will back 100%. I will get behind them and support them. But again, we need to look. The players have let managers down as well, so that needs to be looked at as well, Ellie. So we've done on the Conte. Tottenham's now next 5 games, Ellie.
Right.
We have Chelsea, Sheffield United, Wolves in the Premier. Then we've got AC Milan in the Champions League, and then we've got Nottingham Forest at home in the league.
Yeah.
How many points do you think we're going to take, Ellie?
I think we'll beat Wolves away.
Mm-hmm.
In regard with Sheffield United's a cup game, so we can't get points from that. But
no.
Would you like me to comment on that with Will?
Yeah.
I think we'll get a draw and bring them back. Oh no, you can't, can you? It's a penalty shootout, isn't it? I think we'll beat Sheffield United. We'll draw with Chelsea. Can't see, and we'll beat AC Milan.
Yeah, and then of course we've got the last one game against Forest.
And Forest, yeah, we'll beat them.
So how many points? How many points you going for? Hang on,
I'm going to go 1 point for Chelsea, 2 points, 3 points at Wolves. That's 4. 3 points against Nottingham Forest. 7
so you're
out
going
of 9.
For 7.
Yeah,
I'm going for 9. I'm going for 9 out of 9.
Very good.
I think this Chelsea team is very beatable. I think they're in disarray. Harry Potter has got his wand stuck somewhere where the sun don't shine. Hermione and Roy and the ginger boy cannot find it. They've went up to see Dumbledore. Dumbledore's doing something with his wand he shouldn't be doing. So Harry Potter is a bit stuck up in Dumbledore's office with Hermione and the ginger boy.
Yeah.
So I think Chelsea are in a mess complete. You've got an owner who's getting his information off Championship Manager or Football Manager. You've got a manager who cannot get the team playing, who lost to Southampton on Saturday.
Not just lost to Southampton. Southampton are in disarray. They can't win a match, and they go to Chelsea and beat them. Isn't it?
And so I think I worked out yesterday, Ellie. Chelsea are 11 points off the bottom 3.
Yeah.
Now, just very quickly, I know we shouldn't talk about other Premier League clubs, but I will do in this one. I'd love to know people's thoughts in the chat as well.
Yeah.
What did Chelsea do? Did they stick or did they twist on the new manager?
Yeah, that's an interesting. Well, I made a funny comment the other day. I said that their potty training's gone to pot. Right. So I just don't think he's the man for them. He's like Brighton level. You know, he's gone up with the big boys now. But you never know. Managers go through blips, don't they? And then suddenly they pull it out of the bag. So I just hope they get out of the Champions League so that if they go out of the Champions League, I think that's Potter's, end of, But I can't see them progressing with all those new players because you need time to gel. You need time to get a system going. You need time for the players to get to know each other as well. And they're like in transition now, aren't they, Chelsea? I still think they've got enough. I watched their Champions League game and they absolutely peppered Dortmund, but they lost the game. I think, or did they draw? I think they drew, didn't they?
No, they lost, I think.
They lost 1-0, sorry. Yeah, so they still got it, Chelsea. They're just not gelling as a team, but they're like individuals, which is a dangerous thing. We've seen it before, haven't we, where teams play like individuals and they don't really do a lot. You have to play as a team.
Yeah. Well, there's the Premier League table, Ellie, while we're talking about it. And I just want to go through the top 4 if I can. I'll bring that comment off now, that comment there so everyone can see. Right. Where am I going? Oh, yeah, here. Now, Arsenal have Leicester next. Man City have Bournemouth next. Man United have Liverpool. That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah,
We've got Chelsea, and because Newcastle are in the League Cup final,
yeah, against Man United.
against Man United, and they've got Man City after that. Where do you see top four going this? Who's going to be your top four? I know I asked you yesterday, Ellie, but I want you going more in depth on why you answered. Where can you see the top four going?
I see it as it currently is, but I think we might even squeeze third, because if Man United are in the Europa League as well, they're doing quite well in that as well. They got a 2-2 draw with Barcelona, didn't they? So
Yeah.
they've got a very high chance of progressing. Right, I think it's going to finish like that. The only team I can see upsetting the apple cart is Newcastle, because I think Fulham and Brighton will drop off, and I think Liverpool have made a little surge of reemergence. Look, they've played 22. They could even squeeze in. But I just think we've just got enough to stay in that top four, me personally. Yeah.
Look, for me, I think the same. I think I think we can get third. I really, really do. I think we can get third. I think, look, I think Man United are catchable. Liverpool could beat Man United in the next game, and if we beat Chelsea, then it's down to what's it now? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 points. It'd be down to 7, 6, 5. It'd be down to 5 points. You know, that could go all the way. We could put a good gap between ourselves and Newcastle. It's still up for grabs, Ellie. It's still up for grabs. And then there's Chelsea in 10th. And there's the bottom three. Now, who do you think will go down?
I reckon Southampton, Bournemouth, and Leeds will go down, because I can't see Bournemouth getting out of that. I just don't think they've got enough firepower to get them out. And Leeds are on a self-destruct. They've had the change of manager as well, which is very upsetting for the players, I would imagine. Yeah. And Southampton, they're like, all right, they had a good result against Chelsea, but I can't see them getting out of that. And traditionally, the team who's down at the bottom normally goes down at this stage of the season.
Yeah. Look, for me, Ellie, it's between 12, between Villa and Southampton that could go down, that can get dragged. Even Chelsea could get dragged into this, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think Southampton will go down. I think they'll stay up. I think they'll go on a run now under their new manager. I think West Ham, if they lose against Forest next weekend, I think West Ham are in deep, deep trouble. My three to go down will be West Ham, Bournemouth, and Everton. They're my three to go down.
Right.
So
I just think Everton under Sean Dyche, I can't see that. But everybody to their own opinion, innit? I think Everton have got enough under Sean Dyche. I love that manager. I think he's brilliant at getting teams out of the mire, and he's done so well at Burnley, you know. And that they were sick to. That's just my personal opinion. They shouldn't have fired him, but they're doing well in the Championship now under the new manager. So yeah.
Carl Simpson says Leeds, Everton, and West Ham. Southampton will pull in the Great Escape. Exactly. He also says we're going unbeaten to the rest of the season and winning it all, league and FA Cup double. Yeah, that's still on.
Fantastic.
That is actually still on. I mean, we're only we're 10. We're only 11 points behind Arsenal.
Yeah. It can be done. We've pulled back 10 from Arsenal, haven't we, in the past? So it can be done. It just depends on Arsenal now, if they've got that confidence.
Let me know, Carly. You're going to go down the bookies and stick a few quid on that. Long may continue not to gel. Yeah, exactly. Eugene says Chelsea is not going to be easy. They are progressing slowly. They were surely sharp against it. You don't know.
They do.
They've got some
brilliant players, Chelsea.
Yeah, I can't see them turning up against. I can't see them doing it. Wilt McDonald says, I see 9th and progress in the next cup. Yeah, exactly. Calm Simpson says, did you see the video of Chelsea team coming out the tunnel? Not one player spoke to each other. I did see that.
They don't know each other.
No, that's the
They're all
problem.
new.
We have Jay Ashaf. Big up. Ellie, how will
Right,
you
Jay.
feel if Poch goes to Chelsea? He's asking.
Ooh, I wouldn't like it. I would lose all respect for him, actually. You know, if he goes to our rivals, I hate Chelsea. I wouldn't say I hate Chelsea more than Arsenal, but I hate them in a different way. I just don't like the way they are. And my future son-in-law, he's a Chelsea fan. So what am I going to do? You know, I'm in limbo. No, I'm not in limbo. I hate Chelsea. I don't want them to get Poch. I don't mind him going to any other club, but not Chelsea.
Yeah.
No.
Carl Simpson says, go big or go home. I remained optimistic. Dermot, already have. Don't tell the wife. No, I won't say a word. Don't worry. And then we've got big up Lisa as well. Hello, amigo. And Mia saying hello, Lisa. Big up Lisa. Ellie, right. So that's that done. Now we're going about Tottenham West Ham. We sent back that team back to East London with the Barney the Dinosaur outfits on and the bobble machines under their arm. Ellie, we didn't get your 11 last night. Give us your ratings.
My ratings, I'll give Forster an 8 because his distribution and his decision making was really good. You know, he didn't put a foot wrong in my eyes, so I'll give him an 8. And he made a really good save down low, which is a very hard save to make for a towering goalie like Forster. Romero, I'll give him a 9 for his sheer effort, you know, and like his tackling, making sure West Ham knew he was there. And Dyer surprised me as well. Like, I can't understand Dyer. He could be the worst defender in the world one week and then decent the next week. I wouldn't put his performance as good as Romero, so I'll give him a 7. Longley, I'll give an 8 because he was excellent and his ball distribution was fabulous. And he put some really tough tackles in as well. Royal, I'm going to give him a 10. I loved his performance. He was everywhere. And he wasn't even sticking to the right wing either. All right, he didn't play right wing back. He played like a right back, didn't he? So I'll give him a 10 because his effort, his energy, everything about him was spot on. Right, Skip, I'll give him an 8 as well because he done a lot of grafting, you know. And some of these players, they're unsung, but I liked his performance. He gave the ball away a couple of times. That's why I'm not giving him a 9. Otherwise, he would have been in that bracket. And his partner in crime, I also give an 8 too as well. Just that split in defence pass that he made to Davis that led to the goal. You see, a lot of people don't see that. They don't remember that Højbjerg can make those balls. So, yeah, I'll give him my man an 8. Richarlison, I'll give him a 6. The reason why is, although he was putting himself about, he was losing the ball and his first touch weren't on point. But, you know, and then Kulusevski, if it was just the first half performance, I would have given him a 3. Right? But he picked up in the second half and he done some really good runs. So I'll give him a 7. And I'll give Kane a 7 as well, because he weren't at his best, but he made some good balls. But, you know, we know Kane can play much better than that. Yeah.
So there you go. There is Queen Ellie's explanation. And then the last bit of news, Ellie, because I want to talk the penalty tonight with you and Philip tonight, if you do come on, or with Philip as well, about the penalty. Look, quickly, what's your thoughts on the penalty? Was it a penalty? Wasn't it a penalty?
100% a penalty. The guy, he went there. He's literally palmed it out with his hand in it's not a natural position. He's pushed his hand towards the ball. If he had it at his side and it just hit his arm, fair enough. But he's pushed his arm out, Dermot, and he's parried it to a nice cushioned the ball to a nice position where he could clear the ball. So no, that was 100% penalty.
Yeah, it was. The last bit of news today, Ellie, is Stellini reveals halftime phone conversation with Conte that led to Tottenham's win over West Ham. And he says, we listened from the phone. We called Conte up. He spoke about the first half. He told us to continue to have passion, not to rush the game, to use the midfield well,
Yeah.
and we explained what the plan was. So again, Conte having his bit of DNA in there, Ellie,
Yeah.
and led us to another victory. Just a few comments here, Ellie.
Yeah.
Obviously, a penalty. He might as well pick the ball up and throw it that way. I thought he was playing GAA at one point
I
myself.
know.
Brilliant penalty, blatant penalty. How was it never given? It beats me. We are going to talk about this tonight in depth with the Godfather, because I'm sure he's got very, very strong views on VAR, which he normally does. Remember how we got one disallowed against Mora when he was pushed over? Yeah.
Yeah.
And definitely a penalty. He stopped Kane getting it exactly.
Yeah.
Ellie,
Too
that's
right.
the end of News Round this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me.
No
You're
worries.
back
My
with us
pleasure.
on Wednesday, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because
I'll
Mia's
be back.
joining me tomorrow morning at 12:30 with News
Nice
Round.
one.
We're here every morning, 12:30 to 1:30. Near enough 1:30, an hour every day. And then we're back tonight at 7:00, me and the Godfather. And we are talking about West Ham. We're going to talk about the penalty. We're going to go in depth on that. We're going in depth on the performance, and really we're going to get the Godfather's rating as well. This afternoon around 3:30, there will be Godfather Talk Spurs with his quick 5-minute thought on the weekend, on the game yesterday. He will be back with me this evening, and then we will be back tomorrow. Me and Mia, me and Ellie are back on Wednesday, and then Wednesday night we're back with a debate show. I forget what we're doing. Why I miss my Tottenham, and it's all about the owners, about the way we play football. Have we lost our DNA? Where has it gone? Where did we lose it? So we've got that to come, and then on Thursday we're doing the Sugar Years, and then Friday we're building up to the Chelsea team. Anyway, I just want to say big up United Red FC, big up. So he says Levy needs to leave. He does, and Mia went, yep, I'll be there. Big up, Mia. Thank you very much. Ellie, thank you so much. Did you want to give your sister channel a bit of a plug?
Yeah, it's called Queen Ellie's Spurs Ladies Channel. I've done my first little post-match Manchester United that we lost 2-1, and I'll get used to all the technical stuff as well in time. I'm one of those dinosaurs who are not really technical, but the thing is, I've got a lot of good team around me who are helping me. Dermot gave me about a half an hour little briefing, and it worked. I remembered it this time, Dermot. But the main thing is you can catch me talking about Spurs Ladies. I'm going to do one later today and put that one out as well. Just about how the team have been performed throughout this season. We've had a bit of an up and down season. We've had 8 losses in total, which is not good enough. But I think Rhian Skinner's got the right mindset. But you know what? Everybody tune in. I'd love you to see you over at my channel, and see you all in the comments as well. So it's all good.
Yeah. And please also, everyone, please remember to hit that like button on the way out, please. Yeah, it does help. Please, everyone, like and subscribe. And I didn't realise we were that close to relegation. Well, Carl, we are, and I'm sure Ellie will give us all the latest on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. It's been a great show. I've really enjoyed it, Ellie. Until we see you later on this evening at 7:00, me and the Godfather will be back. Whatever you do, enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you. Come on, you Spurs. In Conte and Stellini, we trust.
Come on, you Spurs.